How we doing? Welcome back, everybody. We're on a podcast today again with Dave and myself, and then Nolan Johnson, No Joe, who's the man behind the camera, is also going to chime in. How this is going to work today. So we have an Epic Holders, which is really cool. We feel elite, so we decided to go with an elite process. As today we're going to call this Coffee Buzz Friday. So Nolan Johnson is going to chime in every 5 minutes with a new topic. He's going to keep us on the clock. Dave and I we have no idea what's about to be asked. So we don't know what topic's going to happen. We're going to go for 6 topics. So we're going to go half-hour little podcast here. 6 total topics. We don't know what's going to happen. At 5 minutes, we have to be done.
5 minutes.
So the rule is going to be you can't go longer, right?
Right. So no one's going to stop the clock, and that's it.
Yep. At 5 minutes, he just says new topic.
Yep. Even if Harvey talks for 5 minutes, hogs the mic,
it's over.
It's over. It's done.
He's done.
Yeah.
He's
so
done.
I'm excited. I'm gonna battle.
There's a muzzle on me after 5. That's good stuff. Do I have? Oh.
Let's get Joe Boo in the shot.
Get Joe Boo with us. That way we can start thinking appropriately. This is Friday. Everyone's excited. We got our cups of coffee with us. This is coffee number 10, I believe here. So Coffee Buzz Friday.
Coffee Buzz Friday. Coffee number 10 down in the lab.
Let's. You guys ready for the first topic?
No. Is this your first? Is this the first time you've ever been on the mic?
We've been cutting back and forth. I don't know where we are right now.
So let me get this clear before we get into the topic. Can the video see you?
No.
Okay, good.
Very good. Yeah, good.
That's all been part of the plan.
Because no holder for Nolan.
Yeah, so 2 years into this, Nolan has finally made it on the mic. Maybe 2 years from now, he'll get a snapshot of his face out there.
Right, and maybe next time he'll learn how to turn his mic on.
Yeah, the dude who does the technical stuff didn't have his mic on. This is going to be a great little Coffee Buzz Friday. Nolan, go ahead, topic.
For a while.
Let's go.
5 minutes each, 6 topics. Let it rip.
Let it rip.
All right, first topic is honesty. How much is too much? And when should you be honest?
Hot damn.
Yeah, coming in hot.
Okay, first topic is honesty. How honest should you be, and is it too much? I'll take the first crack at it then.
You got it.
Well, I think that safety comes from honesty, and safety in terms of you can go to sleep at night. So even if you're going to be wrong or you're going to screw something up, but being honest, you never have to recover. So I'm going to take a stab at full honesty is key, even if it hurts. Because more so if it hurts and it makes you look stupid, being honest, you can at least reflect in the future of whatever comes from it.
Yeah.
So that's my answer on that right away. And I can go deeper, but I want your immediate answer.
I want you to go deeper because you're a single guy.
Oh, great.
Right?
Yeah, great call.
So I've been married for a number of years now. When is complete honesty ineffective?
If you hurt somebody?
Yeah.
So you think it's ineffective?
At times, could it be ineffective? Because people like shield behind honesty, right?
Yeah.
They're like, I'm just being honest. Well, but sometimes they just use that as an excuse to be an asshole.
Oh, that's a good way. So my thought process where I was going to come back to me was thinking that, is it you're honest? Like, what if you're not? What if you think you're being honest, but it's not the truth?
Right.
Like, what if you've convinced yourself that it's the truth?
Yeah, it's your truth.
Right.
Right.
So that was my thought of maybe that would be the one time that you wouldn't want to be honest, or you wouldn't be honest.
Right.
Is you've convinced yourself that it's true, but it's false.
So here's a question: Can you be totally honest without feedback?
Okay, so in a relationship?
Or kind of like you said, like if I say something that is completely false, but I think it's honest.
And then you got to get feedback.
And then I got to get feedback.
So wouldn't that be, to my point of honesty, being honest at least allows the feedback to take place?
Right, so you're saying by saying your truth and being honest within yourself, that leads you on the right path.
Because it allows for feedback.
Right.
Or it allows for critiquing.
Right, because at the end of the day, we don't know the truth as human beings. We don't know. There's so many things. There's so many mysteries out there. We have no clue. So
100%.
All I can do is live my truth, be true to myself. You be true to yourself, and let's figure it out together.
So that would come back to we should always be honest.
Yes.
With the openness to be wrong.
Right.
So I'm honest. This is how I see the truth. But I'm going into this in a relationship specifically with the openness that I could be wrong.
Right.
And I need to be able to hear you to be Completely honest.
This is my truth so far. This is all I got. And then what do you think about that, right?
Like, have you seen the movie Couples Retreat?
Yeah.
So in Couples Retreat, where Vince Vaughn, we got time. We're doing all right. Vince Vaughn gets attacked by sharks.
Yeah.
You know that part?
Yep.
And the sharks are not by him, but he's convinced that he's been attacked by sharks. And then that night at dinner, they're talking, and he's got a scratch on his leg, and he's going, "Have anyone here ever been in a shark attack?" And everyone's like, "Well, honey, like, you know, you weren't in a shark attack. You know, you're fine. You're here. You're at dinner with us." And he says at the end, he goes, "I know my truth. I know my truth." You know, and in his mind, he was completely honest, completely true. But now, would that be wrong because he wasn't able to accept the feedback that he wasn't in a shark attack?
Right. And so then in a relationship, his partner, like how long does she fight for the truth rather than just support him in his perceived truth?
So she could lie to him.
Like for comfort or to like maintain the relationship almost.
And in that position in the movie, she would just be helping the relationship because she didn't want to upset her husband. She would just be, okay, yeah, you're right. But then now she's lying. Right.
So here's a good tidbit. We only got like a minute left. This is gonna be good. And I'm gonna punt it to you. Okay. So some of the best relationship advice that I've ever gotten in my life, okay, is would you rather be right or would you rather be in love?
You've asked me that a lot in the last couple of weeks.
I know.
And I've always said I'd rather be in love.
Right.
But then what if I'm in love, but I know that either that person's wrong or I'm wrong, and so is love true? Is it an honest love?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So are you willing to sacrifice the truth in order to get some love?
Ooh. Well, you know, that's the point of the 5-minute Coffee Buzz Friday, because we gotta go deeper.
He's got 30 seconds. He's stalling, folks.
Say it again real quick, and then I'll answer it.
I don't remember what I said.
Would I sacrifice a little bit of truth to be in love?
Yeah.
So then that, in my mind, in the next 15 seconds, I would say that means that I need to be more honest with myself of what love is. Can I love myself and be alone and be comfortable and happy with it?
Yeah, because it's a slippery slope, right?
Slippery slope.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell this. I don't sell the soul for love.
Because then it is a true love, baby.
Ooh, baby. Go next topic.
Oh, man, the boys.
All right, first one down. Good job, fellas. Second topic.
Thanks, Noel.
Nolan sounds good on there.
Yeah.
Is creativity something that can be learned?
Damn.
Ooh.
Hot damn, Noel.
Good stuff.
Old Friday,
5
boy.
minutes. Here we go.
You sure you haven't done this before? 5 minutes. Is creativity something that can be learned? Do you want to take the first crack at it?
So my first response to that is I think we're born creators, right?
Okay.
We are creative. We are we have that in us. I think it's but in order to function in a society, we need to learn rules. We need to have discipline. We need to have limits to our creativity to learn fundamental skills, right? This is why we have to go to school and we have to learn to sit still. We need to learn to manage our emotions and interact with other people, because if we're too creative, we can't function with other people. So it kind of swings in a pendulum, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, I need to be disciplined and learn how to sort of inhibit my, call it emotional creativity at times, but then I also need to unlearn those things. So I would say that creativity is sort of inherent. What we need, the process of it is unlearning what blocks the creativity.
Unlearning forgetfulness or creativity?
What do you mean by forgetfulness?
So I think I've mentioned this on previous podcasts, and I know Pete Oakley used to always say this to me. Learning is interrupting forgetting, right? So what is creativity in that sense?
In the sense of learning?
Yeah. Like, does creativity come with learning? The more you learn, do you get more creative? Is that what you're saying?
I think the more you learn, the more you can be creative.
Okay.
Because if we think about creativity as seeing connections that other people don't see, right? It's connecting dots that others haven't connected, and we say, "Oh, wow, I never thought of that's creative."
Yeah.
Right. And so I think the more dots you introduce into your life, the more opportunity you have to connect all these multiple dots, which I guess in a sense is creativity.
Yeah. So if I take my stab at that, my crack at creativity, I think that creativity is in all of us, like you mentioned, right? I think it's in all of us, but I think that creativity comes from the freedom of having fun with the world as a canvas, if you will, right? Like it's your, like creativity is more so of the confidence of being creative. Because I think being creative is very scary because you're creating new things which are going to get tossed into the world and they're going to get challenged. So then you creativity, I think, dies with the amount of no's that you get out of creative actions. You're going to fail with most of your creations. They're going to seem stupid. They're not going to seem clever at first. So I think that creativity dies where we all have a ton of creativity, right? It's like imagination, if you will. Young kids they can like run with stories and make them super imaginative, right? But like as you get older, stuff seems less and less fun and it seems more and more stupid.
So do we stop creating?
That's what I think.
Or do we continue to create what we've been conditioned to create?
Which is why I said learning is the
Right.
forgetting piece.
So are we always creating? Like we just get bogged down and taught to create simple and straightforward things and not create new things. Is that because like we're always creating,
Right.
and that might be negative. It might be counterproductive. It might be poor emotions. We might be creating a negative environment, right? We might be creating a low standard. So
Right.
so do we stop creating, or are we just conditioned on what to create?
I think we're conditioned on what to create,
Yeah.
which I disagree with.
Oh, you disagree with that?
I think that now we got a minute and 15 to try to get this point across. I think that we start everyone's life in this huge bubble of creativity. Everyone starts at a very young age where creativity is fun, cute, exciting, awesomeness. And then that gets chipped away through like the hallway of this is how life is supposed to look. This is
Sure.
what order is supposed to look like. And through time of going through that hallway of orderness, if that's a word, you lose creativity.
But if you don't go down the fundamentals, right? If you don't stack on what everybody's stacked on in the evolution of human beings, how do we get to the end in order to create something new? Right? Like mathematics.
So you're saying you almost have to go through.
Yeah, like if I don't learn algebra and calculus and
Yeah.
I'm not a math guy, but
Yeah.
if I don't learn those things, how can I create something new on the end of that?
Oh, I love that.
Right?
I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
And you took kind of my worry there and tied it into a positive.
Yeah.
Where I was going to go down a
So
negative
yeah,
road.
I think at times
Go, you got 10, finish it.
I think at times like when people say school kills creativity, well yeah, but we're building a solid foundation so we can create something new that's never been done before.
Nailed it.
Time.
Love it.
Nice. So I'm gonna start hiding the clock so they're a little less distracted.
Oh,
But it helps us wrap our points
Yeah,
out.
it does.
It does. It does.
put the clock back down, Nolan.
No, Nolan, first time on the podcast, thinks he can just change the rules.
I am the rule maker. All right. So the second
This freaking
topic: why are people so intrigued by athletic competition?
Ooh, I want to take this one because I have an immediate answer.
Really, I couldn't tell.
Yeah. So my immediate answer to why are people so engaged with athletic competition is because you don't know the ending. You can't create the ending. You can watch any rom-com, drama, read a book, and you can predict how it's going to end. I know that the main character of this movie is in trouble in the first 15 minutes and they're not going to die. I know that they're going to be involved with this thing for the end. I think why sports is so intriguing is because you don't know what's going to end. You don't know how it's going to end.
Right.
So it's a movie that is made up in the moment, and you get to be involved with watching it unfold. So you get to see like how frustrated you get when you watch a big game like college football playoffs are coming up. If the national championship isn't a close game, so many people are going to be pissed because they're going to be like, damn it. Like, I don't want to watch a blowout, because I want to see something. I want drama. Conflict. So sports draw your emotions. They make you pissed. They make you happy. They make you excited. You're excited for stuff you're not even involved with.
So it's the conflict. It's the drama.
That's what I think.
It's the, And I like how, and I don't know if you noticed that, but you corrected your language there. Like, how it's going to end. Well, you don't know how it's going to unfold.
Right.
Because like what you said, like rom-coms, how that's going to end. They're going to fall in love.
Yeah.
Right?
They're in love. And they're going to have some drama.
Right. And there's going to be some drama, but you don't know what drama. Right. So you get caught up in that drama, and that's what you love. So the same thing with sports, I would argue, is like, someone's going to win.
Yeah.
Someone's going to lose or they're going to tie.
Yeah.
But you don't know how that's going to unfold.
You have no clue.
You have no clue. It's in the moment. We're all in it together.
And an underdog who wins in sport is a true underdog story. Like a true, like if like David and Goliath, they make a movie out of that. I know David's winning at the end of it.
For
you know
sure.
what I'm saying? Whereas if a couple years ago, Appalachian State beat Michigan, and I was devastated. I'm a Michigan fan. I was devastated, right? And that sucked. But David had beat Goliath in that story, right? And that should never happened. Whereas like you go into those movies, sports in this realm, you go into the underdog story and you bet and say they're going to win. Alabama's going to beat the first 4 teams they play in college football every year. But then if they lose, it's like nuts, right? Whereas like in a movie, I get excited, but I still know the underdog's going to win. I know Rudy is going to make the football team in the movie Rudy. You know what I mean? Now if I could have watched
spoiler alert. Sorry everybody.
Now if I could have watched that live, if I could have watched his movie live, like sports, that would have been nuts to see.
Yeah, but even though we know the ending, I'm going to watch Rudy. I'm going to get fired up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get juiced after that. I'm going to
Sure.
want to run through this brick wall right here.
Sure.
Right?
So now, let's say the movie of Rudy. Now, this is where sports come into play. You watch Rudy going into it for that inspiration, and let's say he got cut in that actual movie and never made the team. You'd go, why did I just sit here and watch this whole thing?
Right.
This is stupid now.
This is dumb.
This is like most of what happens to people in
right.
life.
Like, I could have went through another week of my life and felt that disappointment.
Right. And so in sports, if that happens in sports, you have to feel that disappointment.
Yeah.
You have to be like, I just sat here and I bought tickets to the World Series game where they lost by 10.
So is it safe to say that people are involved, like love sports so much because it enhances their human emotion?
That's why.
Yeah.
That's
it
why.
makes them feel emotion at a level they don't feel during the week. And so they can't wait till Saturday or Sunday or till the World Series to go, I have the opportunity to feel something I haven't felt yet this week.
Hits the two main human emotions, certainty and uncertainty.
Yeah.
I'm certain that I'm going to this game.
Yeah.
I'm certain that it's on Saturday.
Yep.
But I'm uncertain on what's going to happen.
But I don't know what's going to happen.
If I go see a movie, if I go see Rudy, I'm certain that I'm going to go see it, and I'm certain that I'm going to be moved by it.
Right. Yeah. I'm certain that I'm going to feel this predictable emotion.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden I can see Rudy next week if I'm certain that I want that emotion. But I don't have to see it today because
Right.
I know what it'll be.
So it elevates our level of emotion, and that's why it keeps coming back. And it's a social thing, so we get to feel
Sure.
connection, and we get to feel emotion at a higher level, no matter what.
Absolutely. Tradition, go Bison. That's this weekend,
That's right,
Saturday.
baby.
Let's
That's
go,
right.
baby. Bison.
That's right. Going for 7, baby.
100%. So now we have 25. So to your point, Nolan, should we keep going on this topic?
Have we solved it?
I think you've done a good job. Let's go to the next one.
Thanks, man.
go to
Really
the next
appreciate it.
Thanks.
guys are doing great.
Really appreciate your validation.
You guys
Jack,
are doing
dude.
great.
Yeah.
Don't ask for it if you don't want it.
I think your microphone's still off, but we'll keep it.
Keep it rolling.
All right, next question. What is the role of language in a society, and does the language you speak affect your behavior?
Cheapers creepers.
This guy is
Okay.
good.
Okay, so this is good.
Go, baby, go.
So what is the role of language in society, and does language affect your behavior? Absolutely, 100,000%. So I'm
Sorry,
gonna
the language you speak.
the language you speak. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna pose a question here for you.
Thanks, man.
So can I feel an emotion that I don't have a label for, aka language? Does that?
Did you hear that silence?
Yeah, right. Does it?
So everyone's sitting there on the edge of their seats going, what's going on? Therefore, they had an emotion. So yes, you can. You can feel an emotion without language.
Right, but how do you know what you're feeling? You know, like, so one of the things in
Damn, I thought that was going to be genius.
yeah, so like one of the, well, yeah, it's sure they feel something, but they don't know they don't know what they're feeling.
Right.
So sometimes I think language can limit like what we feel. Right. So for example, if I only have a label for anger and happiness, okay, like those are my only two words or way to describe what I'm feeling. Okay, you walk down the road and you find $10. Okay, so which one do you feel?
Excited on the $10 one.
Yeah, you feel happy, right?
Yeah,
Because
happy.
you only have happiness and anger. Okay, but then you walk down the road and you find $2.
Pissed.
Yeah, because that's your only other option, right? You don't have like a spectrum of like, oh, I'm still happy,
Right.
You only have this binary choice. You're stuck in the limits of the label that you can describe how you're feeling.
Yeah, so you're trapped.
Yeah, you're trapped.
Essentially,
Yeah.
through language.
Yeah.
Because of language, I'm trapped now.
Yeah. So like a lot of even some like I think like emotional intelligence work, right? Is like you come in and you say, well, I'm pissed. Okay, well, are you pissed or are you mad? Well, I guess I'm mad. Are you mad or are you annoyed? Well, I guess I'm a little annoyed, right? Well, are you annoyed or are you a little peeved? I guess I'm a little peeved. Okay, so you went from completely pissed to
A little peeved.
to a little peeved.
Yeah.
Right? But you didn't but I brought you down the spectrum of language, which allowed you to
Emotionally shift.
which allowed you to get more intelligent on what emotion you're actually feeling.
Right, because I could have walked into the office just now and been pissed about traffic.
Yeah.
But really, that was just a little speck of my day. So now, if you take me down through the emotion change with your language or your coaching, you have taken me to peeved.
Yeah.
And now that peeved, I can shift that immediately and not be pissed or anything.
Yeah, and that's a less potent emotion that you're feeling. But without those labels, without that language, it would have been more difficult to lower your pissed offedness.
So, okay, this might be in the same realm, but I want to pose this question to you.
Love it.
Through this topic.
Yeah.
Do you think that Cody Burkhart and I were talking the other day, and he had said once you speak language, once you say it, it now exists. You can't take it back, right? So do you think that you ever say things that you don't mean?
Yes.
And then you can't take that back.
And you can't take that back.
So what does that mean?
This is great. So this goes back to when we talk about honesty, right? I need the freedom to say something that isn't true. I need the safety. I need the platform to try to say something and put it out there.
Try to get it out.
Because
my emotions.
Right. And then I need the safety to understand that you're going to correct me or you're going to give me feedback without holding me accountable for what I say. Like, and this is a deep kind of like free speech thing that Jordan Peterson kind of talks about at times, right? Is like, I need the freedom to test out my truth, right? Because it might be wrong, right? And then at the same time,
Get the feedback.
At the same time, I need the feedback from society to let me know if I'm on track or off track. And then I can say and create again a little bit more sharper, a little bit more optimized, a little bit better off.
So that would be freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And that would be that would almost be the argument of why that's so cool, freedom of speech. If we all had that 5-minute breakdown.
Yeah, because it would have to be. It's fundamental, right? Because if I can't say those things, if I can't speak my truth, right?
So is honesty...
Then can I be myself?
So did we answer... We have a minute to try to break this down. In the beginning of honesty, is honesty out of language or is honesty out of trying to be honest? Working to be honest?
I think language is a big part of that, right? Because if I behave in a certain way, I need to communicate my intent versus the impact that happened.
100%. No, your intent should come from 100% honesty.
Sure, yeah.
Would be my battle back.
But the impact is not always there, which is the advantage of human language in society. I get to communicate what happened wasn't what I tried to do. Can you help me course correct?
Because my intentions were 100% honest. That would make love more enjoyable.
But then there's that old quote, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Sip on that, folks. Sip on that.
That's an ending. Okay, next question. Can a person be motivated by desires that are not ultimately selfish?
Can a person be motivated by desires that are not ultimately selfish?
Yes.
So
at the end of the road, is everything that I do selfish at some level?
Yes. Will it come back to you in some way positively?
We talked about this earlier, if you remember, when you said to me, I said something like, yeah, I'd like to get that from my boy Brian Peters, right? Mm-hmm. And you said, well, yeah, that'd be, you're trying to get. And then I said, yeah, and so are all of you.
Yeah.
In something.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to go down and watch Brian play here in a couple weeks, play in his football game, right? Mm-hmm. So now I get to do that because of my buddy.
Yeah.
Right?
Humble brag.
Yeah. Well, I'm also giving him some shout out. This guy has a full flex picture of himself on his Instagram, so there's a shot at my bud.
Yeah, right. Go check that out.
But would that be considered selfish because I want to take a vacation and... I don't like that. It's getting off topic, I feel like. But that my point is like,
So-
selfishly, I want to go do that. That's a desire.
Yeah.
For me.
Right.
Right? So is that
Yeah.
selfish because I want to see my buddy, or is that selfish because I want to go into warm weather, sit in an NFL stadium, and relax by a pool?
So I think, this is so
Or is
good.
that selfless because I'm giving to him?
But so that's what Nolan is asking is that like at the core, like when you peel back all the layers, are you really doing it selflessly, or are you doing it to gain those benefits?
I would say the immediate, going back to honesty, Pete, when you hear this one, we started out with question 1. Honesty, I would say it's in the middle of winter. I got a reason to selfishly leave Minnesota and be down in Texas.
Yes.
And I selfishly have a place to stay.
Yes.
I selfishly have a reason to go, right? So I would say the immediate thought is selfishly I get to leave all these things and I don't have to worry about finding places to stay. I can go relax and watch a sporting event, which we just talked about how cool it is to watch sporting events. So selfishly, I would say, that'd be a desire that selfishly I want.
Yeah, absolutely. So then it becomes you selfishly want a goal, want to achieve a goal. Now it becomes the best way for you to achieve your goal is to give selflessly
To my buddy.
Right. So giving selflessly is the best possible strategy to accomplish your goals.
So I wrote a paper in college, and this is perfect to this.
Another humble brag, college boy.
Yeah. 6 years college. Actually, it was more like 9. That is true. I went to college for 9 years, but the humble brag part is I got a master's degree out of that. So,
Boom.
As a single man, if anyone is attracted to guys that have master's degrees, girls, you can check out the Instagram. Point being, I wrote a paper about selfish versus selfless and how both are needed to achieve things.
Yeah.
So that would be to your point.
Yeah.
So like selflessly, guys having a good year, we talk all the time. I want to be with them. I want to share them love. I want him to feel good and be happy and have a great game and have a great season. Just as he selflessly supports all of us, just like Steve and Tom, everyone that's part of MindStrong selflessly supports each other.
Absolutely.
Right? But selfishly,
That's the best strategy.
yes.
Yeah.
So I wrote a thing of you need to be selfish and you need to be selfless. So selfless is awesome, but at the end of the day, too, you need to have a selfish desire to keep yourself motivated to keep going.
Right. Yeah. And
It was a long paper that I'm not going to be able to get into in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But the point was saying that you need both of them. Mm-hmm. Right? And so both of them play a massive role in your development.
but at the core, it's self-preservation and it's self-benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we've evolved to understand that, well, the best way I can self-preserve me and my tribe is to be selfless.
So if I'm selfish towards wanting to make a podcast, right? I'm selfish in making a MindStrong company because it allows me to live the life that I want to live. I get to do the things that I want to do. It's a Friday afternoon right now, and I get to do this, right? This is a career of mine.
Yep.
So selfishly, this is what I want to do.
For sure.
But selflessly, I hope that this helps.
And the best way to have your selfish vision last is to be selfless.
Exactly.
Is to give.
Yes.
Is because that's it's going to be sustained in other people, so you need to provide what they selfishly need.
Let me say this to you too, and I know I've taken a lot of this one, so I apologize.
No,
guys,
it's good.
but I want to nail this. So when people, this bothers me, but I need to get this out there. When people go and do charity, right? Or they say, we're going to go do charity for a company, right? And people will say, well, they're just selfishly doing that to help their brand or help their company. Imagine if everybody was more selfish in giving to charities. Imagine if we just promoted, everyone would go out and be selfish so that you can promote however you want to go give to charities. Imagine if we all were more selfish that way.
Even if I am selfish, it's still doing some good.
Because
is
now
what you're
all of a
saying.
sudden, now all of a sudden we've helped and given and shared. So why wouldn't we start saying, dude, go be more selfish and go down to the local charity and help them out.
Right. Because the impact is what matters, not necessarily the intent.
100%.
Because it ultimately led to the impact.
That was
5 minutes. There we go.
That was a good one.
Good job. All right. Not last. A couple more. Does thought require language?
Oh, man.
Does thought require language? Is this the last one?
We can keep going.
Does thought require language? Press the clock. No, I'm not going to respond.
Yeah.
Well, what about language is not just speaking. Language is body language. So thought, it's very easy to see as a coach or as a teacher, if I say something to the student or the player that they don't like, without speaking, you can tell right away they didn't like that.
Yeah.
Which is why you can, so I would say yes.
So thought requires language.
Yes. Body language or speaking language.
So when does so here's what I'm thinking is like, what about symbols? Is that language? Or is that just like the beginning phase of language?
Wouldn't that be creativity that was created out of thought?
Right.
So I would say symbols are language.
Okay, yeah. Right? Because it's kind of like a universal language.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because in order to because you need certain labels in order to like work with things, right?
Right.
Like you need to know that's a rock and that's a tree to understand, and that's a coconut up there. So you need to know, I need to take the rock to throw it up there and knock the coconut down, right? You sort of need those labels, or is an image, right? Is an image without the label of language a thought?
Say that again.
So can an image be a thought that doesn't have the label of language?
So like this microphone
Yeah.
is an image.
Right. So if I'm just picturing, like, so if I see an airplane for the first time in my life,
Wouldn't you think, why is that?
yeah, like can I think about it without giving it a label of language?
Yeah, so that would be, so how I interpret that is that's essentially why babies get so blown away by the peekaboo, right? Because in their mind, they think that you left.
Yep.
Right? So they go, this person left, oh, they're back, right? Whereas like as they develop, everything is new to them. That's why they're so impressionable, right? So like they see water for the first time, oh my God. They see a mountain for the first time, oh my God, right? Whereas now, I don't need to go to China to comprehend what China looks like. You see what I'm saying? Like I can comprehend what the Great Wall of China looks like.
Right.
So that would be an image.
Because it's described to you as Great Wall and China.
Yes.
Right.
So that has been, now I'm thinking through that, right? And now I can understand this is probably, I can see it. I can see it in my head.
Right.
I don't know if I get that. I don't know if that one works.
So do you need language to think about it?
I think, yeah, because I'm speaking to you as you work through my thoughts, and I work through my thoughts.
Yeah.
So I think that you need language. I think you do need language.
Can I trip in for one thing?
Oh, we would love.
So I'm thinking about like when you're an infant, you're first born. What is going through their mind before they learn how to speak or what languages?
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that so? We were on topic, right? Thinking about infants, because what I'm saying is you are thinking, and then your language. Like if you do that to a baby, body language reacts, which is still language, right?
Okay.
It's a label, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that had to have come through their thought. Like their thought is, mom just left. Peekaboo, mom's back. Laugh.
How do they know what a mom is?
Well, they don't need to know mom. Well, they do figure out because they see this image all the time. They see this person all the time, right? So and obviously there's a lot of things that language-wise of when a baby is being birthed. There's like the chemicals of a woman and a baby where they're like communicating while it's being incubated, really. So that would be language right away. Like once it becomes even a species.
So you're defining language as also like an image or like a feeling or like maybe like eye contact. That's us communicating. Mm-hmm. Those are thoughts and those are
language,
and that's part of language.
Yeah,
yeah. Because you started it with saying, well, there's body language. There's many types of communication.
That is all thought.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
My head is spinning so much right now. I don't even know where we're at anymore.
That was a tough one.
That was really tough. I didn't like that one.
I
mean, I liked it. I just didn't feel like I was getting there.
Yeah, that was good though.
That's good.
That's the game we're playing.
You ready for another one?
Let's do it.
I got one. Yeah, we got one more.
One more. Let's do it.
So, do you think there's a difference between living and existing?
The question is, folks, as we finish out here, do you think there is a difference between living and existing?
So for me, that's kind of like surviving versus thriving. right? Because then there is a difference. There's a difference between, yes, I'm sitting here, I exist, but am I living? Like, am I excited? Am I creating? Am I autonomous? Am I celebrating? Am I going out there and forging my place in the world, or am I just merely existing and trying not to die?
Sure.
Right.
Which would be existence.
Which would be an existence.
So I think of Shawshank Redemption.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Get busy living or get busy dying.
Love it.
Right? So, but either way, you're alive. Right? In that part of that movie.
Either way, you're existing.
Yeah, he's saying you either exist or you start living.
Right, because if you're not living, you're dying.
Right.
Right, because you're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. So you're existing. So you need to be deliberate and be and living takes effort.
Do you think that you can, if you get so caught up with am I living, the question am I living, and chasing that excitement, like you become almost overwhelmed with trying to be excited, and you raise your bar towards excitement, where if it doesn't match that, like let's say like traveling, I always hear people say travel. Let's say you spend 10 years traveling, and then you get older and you start getting nervous and you go, oh boy, I just traveled for 10 years and now I need to settle down, find a spouse, create a family, get the house on the farm, and that's it. And I did my traveling, so now I'm done. Do you think that you had raised your bar of living, your thought of what living is so much that now that nothing compares to that?
I think that's so then that would be a limited definition of living. Mm-hmm. Because then you're saying that the only time I am living is when I'm traveling. Right? You got to find the life in what you're doing.
And that's the theory behind Stoicism. Like I told you, Marcus Aurelius always says paradise is in your mind. Right? So like, but my thing is, think of how often people say you got to go travel or you're not living. Like it goes back to 9 to 5. Sometimes people think that 9 to 5 is not living, but what if someone loves 9 to 5? So how does that mean that we're able to promote, or anyone's able to say that's not living? Right.
So you got to find the life, and you got to create the life wherever you're at. Life it's an internal thing, right? So and I'm going to share my favorite quote of all time again. Even if I travel and climb Mount Everest, the only Zen that I'm going to find at the top of that mountain is the Zen that I bring with me. The only life that I'm going to find while traveling is the life that I bring with me.
Yeah.
Right? And same thing where you're at, into your 9 to 5, into your parenting, into your routine of the day. The only life you're going to find is the life you bring to that from within. And I think that's what then you're not just existing.
Can you be happy, since emotions are going to happen in living, and you're going to have times where you're angry or you're mad or you're sad? Wouldn't that be considered awesomeness in terms of living?
Well, because anger, disappointment, embarrassment, frustration, that's living too, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
Welcome to planet Earth.
Yeah, so now wouldn't you say that heartbreak is beautiful?
Yeah, because that's part of the experience.
Part of living.
Yeah, that's part of living.
That makes the story.
Yeah, that makes the heartbreak makes your soulmate that much more sweet.
So that means living.
That means living.
Not existing. And the only way to really have heartbreak is to get out there and live.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have your heart broken.
Yeah. So there's an analogy of like a chessboard, right? So if you know in life there's going to be light squares and dark squares, right? You know there's going to be positives. You know there's going to be negatives. Okay. But you don't know. It's almost like when you begin your life, somebody covers up and scrambles all the squares. So you don't know if your next step's going to be light. You don't know if it's going to be dark, right? But you know there's both there.
Right.
Okay. But what people try to do is they try to go through their life and just jump to all the light squares. Right?
Yeah.
But if you know there's going to be both, and you know that that's part of this experience, why wouldn't you just boldly just take each step no matter what?
Nolan?
Wherever you go, there you are, right?
Wherever you go, there you are.
You be where your feet are.
That's right. Bring the life to where you're at.
Be where your feet are. I know that if I went in a deeper one than that, I would have gone way over the 5-minute thing. But that's essentially, I agree.
Yeah.
That's living.
It's all bonus. It's all a gift.
And then live in it. Live in where your feet are.
Yeah.
Live in the storm.
Bring the life where you are at.
Yeah.
Right?
Live in it.
Live in it. Because
Enjoy it.
That's a life.
Thirst in it.
Living is an internal thing that you bring to where your feet are.
And we just had to live in Coffee Buzz Friday.
Coffee Buzz Friday.
Coffee Buzz Friday. We had to live in it. That was tough.
That was good. Nolan challenged us. He made us think, and his microphone's still not on.
Is it not on?
No,
It doesn't sound on.
It's not on.
It's okay.
Yeah, but he's still holding it like it's on. That's outstanding. Nolan's just bringing the life.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, hopefully, if people don't comprehend the questions, we'll have to have Nolan put them up there and write them on there or something like that.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, cool time. That was a lot of fun. Chime in with your guys' comments or thoughts or whatever you guys think about. What do you got, Nolan?
Or questions you want to have us answer.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. For
yeah.
next week's Coffee Buzz Friday.
Yeah, Coffee Buzz
We'll
Friday.
make this a thing.
Yeah, and what did we hit? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What do we miss in these questions? And then what questions do you want us to just put out there and make an attempt? Right?
So what we'll have to do is we're not allowed to read them when you put your questions in. Nolan
will gather them and
Yep.
just show us.
Yep,
Yeah,
because I don't want any predetermined thought process.
Yeah.
I don't want to know the question a day or two before. I don't want to know it before we press play. I want it, and let's see where we're at.
all right. Coffee
Fair.
Buzz Friday.
Fair enough. All right. Hey, folks, have a good time. Enjoy your day. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, everybody.